I'm not afraid of the board.
No, but the board may have reason to fear you.
I haven't done anything wrong.
You carry on about coming here from another world, and people will talk. Talk leads to questions. Ask enough questions, and the board comes answering.
Oh. Talk about something else.
I'm listening.
Reed sent me to make peace with you.
Reed Tobson? You here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear
sort
it.
of.
What's Reed's idea of peace, then?
Reed asked you to consider coming back to town. He's willing to make amends.
Make amends? Spare me. Only thing Reed knows how to make is a mess. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves.
Nerd Rage, it's just Co. Yeah, just Co. Reed asked me to divert your power over to him. He mentioned a geothermal plant.
He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans?
Your camp is a power regulator. I need it to repair my ship.
Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do.
What have you got against the town?
You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever
I think we're gonna have to do
Spacer's
this.
choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
Let's say I help you. What happens to Edgewater?
Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives.
You think Reed is just trying to spite you?
You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it.
I'll consider it.
I trust you will listen to your conscience. Anything else I can do for you?
When we first talked, you assumed I'd come to live here.
I am getting old, you know. These two lamps of mine are not as bright as they once were. Or I might have seen you for what you are.
I don't imagine you get a lot of visitors. And what's that? What's that?
Remains to be seen. Might be the man that saves the Veil. Might be Reed's personal gun hand.
Save the Veil?
People around here lack the strength to effect change. Or they have the strength, but not the will. You seem to have both.
Why are you telling me all this?
A little prattling never hurt anyone, dear. You might even catch a little sense, if you listen close enough. I can't stop you from conducting your business down at the plant. I just want you to know that if you take our power away, you will have brought an end to our way of life.
Reed's making an offer in good faith. You should consider it.
If you think Reed does anything in good faith, then you are asking to be lied to.
It's true. You could always continue your way of life back in town.
Not under Reed's watch. He and I would come to blows within a day, and he would never tolerate my tending to a garden. This is my home. It will be my home even if Reed cuts our power. Simple as that.
You and Reed obviously have some sort of history.
That's because Reed was my boss. I was the cannery's one and only flavor specialist, you see. Remember that limited run of white chocolate saltuna? That was all me.
There's obviously more to it than that.
My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick.
Oh.
We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him.
Okay.
So I buried my boy in the cemetery.
I think that's all I need to hear.
Gathered my belongings and left.
Yeah.
That's as much of the story as you need.
Reed needs to be taken out of power. I'm guessing Reed has his own side of that story.
I could not possibly care less if he does. But you're surely
We'll
welcome
need to talk to
ask
him about that. I think we're going to talk to Reed about this.
I'm listening.
Okay. I kind of want to hear what Reed possibly could have to say to justify that. Like, even if the kid didn't work, like the yeah, I don't know about this. Oh, we talked.
If you're hungry, Stefan's got supplies.
Stefan. Let's go talk to Stefan about his girl being back. Maybe we'll get some faction? You, right? Yeah.
Zoe says she fought her way out of a marauder camp with her own bare hands.
Home is where the heart is. Marauders took that saying a little too literally.
Okay. Let's go back to here. Talk to Parvati. Parvati. Who's? Oh, Parvati. You.
Where are we headed?
I noticed you mentioned your dad a lot, but never your mother.
That's on account of how I never met her.
Whoops. How's that possible?
She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice family. She worked in the Vale a few months, sorting the cannery computers. Her contract said any kids she had, expected or not, belonged to her office from the time of conception. So when I was born, I got sent here.
Is that normal?
Well, I don't know about normal. Dad said she worked under some kind of special contract. It's sensible. Dad just fixed machines. She did some kind of crazy math, high-level stuff. Better to raise me on his time than hers.
Thomas seemed very fond of you.
He's just interested in fixing stuff. He always used to follow me around, asking me to explain what I was doing. Like a puppy, kinda.
Are you sure? He nearly fell over when he saw you. The tool he was thinking with was definitely not a wrench.
He never told me a word to that effect. And since he didn't, I didn't have to say nothing about feeling different. And nothing had to get weird. If he wants to learn about engineering, we should help him get those data pads he wants. I'd like to do that for him.
One sec, guys. I'm sorry, I was streaming, but then this VIP shut up in chat, and I have to do something about that. All right, there we go. You mentioned something earlier I wanted to ask you about.
You mean about the mission being too clean?
Why aren't you allowed to Moreau's store anymore?
There was a kind of a thing with a vending machine when I was 12.
You were a kid. That must have been forever ago.
Sure, but folks got long memories around here. I've always been good with my hands, right? So I saw a lock on the machine and thought, oh, this must be how they refill it. But I had to know. So I did my thing, and next thing I know, there's a couple hundred bottles of 0G rolling out the front door and into the road.
Duckle.
It's not funny. Right about then, a bunch of loaders came rolling in the gate, fresh off the Saltuna ships. And Mr. Tobson was up on the porch making a speech about how everyone would have to volunteer a third shift to get it all canned. Anyhow, you ever seen an auto loader run over a bottle of 0G?
Go on.
Exploded all over Mr. Tobson. One bottle after another as the loaders went by. I was just shy of working age, so Dad had to pay all the damages. Moreau's still angry at me. I can laugh about it now, but I just about puked up my guts in terror in the moment. That's the one time I ever made Mr. Tobson look a fool.
You said the mission was too clean. Isn't a church supposed to be?
I know, but Vicker says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vicker sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass.
You're a mechanic. Whenever you see a machine, it's in need of fixing.
Fixing the universe is a job for somebody way better than the likes of me.
Back to it.
Yeah, huh?
Okay, that's it. We're all caught up with her. Great. All right, let's go to town and talk to the main dude there. Beautiful. Ooh. Oh, save. Oh. Yeah. Oh, you know what? It'll auto save when we go into town. Cool. And we're actually doing pretty well on our stats, so that should be okay. Chat's still the MVP. Yeah, it's cool. Chat still was on point with that. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate it. The only thing I'm a little bit worried about is if I shut down Edgewater, like I'm gonna lose all the vendors. I'm gonna lose a lot of stuff if I shut down Edgewater. Maybe they'll move. Maybe. We'll have to do a big save before we make the final decision and kind of weigh the options. Yeah. She did say they'll move over. That's true. That's true. I'm really interested to see like how much is going to change when we do this.
My offer remains standing should you reconsider.
I want to talk to you about something.
Go ahead.
Have we taken a look around the town lately?
It is my job to keep two eyes on my town. I am the steward of
This guy
this
is
place.
so slimy,
and
man.
this is my watch post.
How long have you worked here?
I'm trying to remember 25 years, 26. When you get to my age, the years just rush by. You stop counting altogether. I remember looking out this window and seeing the veils spread out from horizon to horizon. We were a sprawling town. We were booming. Times change, people change, but the veil will always be here. Spacer's choice will always be here. Our work won't ever end. I take comfort in that.
Your town is falling to pieces.
I wish you wouldn't say things like that.
You disagree?
Yes, as a matter of fact. When I stand at my window and look out over my town, here's what I see. I see decent, loyal, hard-working people. I see a family. We are all part of the Spacer's
And this
choice
guy's drank his
family.
own
We are
Kool-Aid.
all doing what we were brought into this world to do.
You're loyal to Spacer's Choice.
This is a Spacer's Choice town. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family here. The company keeps us warm, keeps us fed, keeps us working. Loyalty's got nothing to do with it, friend. This is good old-fashioned gratitude. Go ahead.
What makes you think I can convince those deserters to come back?
That you are not one of us may work to your advantage. Adelaide and her folk loathe the people of Edgewater, you see. I admit the fault was mine. I'm about as diplomatic as a bristling canid. I just hope Adelaide and her folk will see their way past my flaws and return to town.
Sometimes people move on. It's the way of things.
Scripture tells us we all have our purpose in the world. Our work shows us that purpose. We should not have to move on from it. Yes, we have lost good workers to desertion. We have lost even more to plague. But it is why we must square our shoulders and carry on.
You and Adelaide have a personal history?
Losing Adelaide was the hardest. She was our only flavor specialist. When she walked away, I knew we were in
Is this
trouble.
William Shatner? Kind of sounds like him, doesn't it?
Spacer's Choice Saltuna is renowned across the system for its quality flavors and additives. We used to sell citrus-flavored Saltuna in our heyday. Ever since Adelaide left, we have been reduced to selling unflavored and spearmint. Go ahead.
You seem pretty fixed on bringing Adelaide back to town.
Adelaide was our only flavor specialist.
Don't you people eat anything other than Saltuna?
Were it up to me, friend, I'd stack our larders with Saltuna galore. No other brand of Saltuna adds as much vim or vigor to the body's humors. But, and this is something we must keep between the two of us, Saltuna is hard to come by, what with being a species indigenous to the seas of another world.
Hang on, so what are you canning here exactly?
Oh, we've scavenged together some organic material from the surrounding environs. Mostly organic, mostly local mushrooms. Some of which possess a texture akin to a well-boiled slab of Saltuna. The difference is all but impossible to detect to any but the prissiest of palate.
What?
Go ahead.
So all this stuff about Saltuna was all a lie. All of it. We need to have a word about this plague.
Can we not? Talking about unpleasant things always gets my bile up.
You're withholding medicine from your own workers.
If I had enough medicine to treat everyone who fell sick, I would, but I don't. I can't save everyone. So I have to choose.
You let Adelaide's son die.
Adelaide's son was barely competent. I treat him with our medical rations, and it looks like I'm playing favorites.
You are
Now,
playing
I will not
favorites.
pretend to understand the suffering Adelaide must have felt on account of losing her child, but she is not the only one to have felt such suffering. I wish she had stayed with us. Adelaide left us when we needed her most.
How long has this plague been happening?
That I cannot say. There was no moment when the plagues began. Disease always lurks on the fringes of society, waiting to infect the idle and the lethargic. But in the last 10 years, the plagues have become progressively worse and increasingly frequent.
You should have developed an immunity after repeated exposure to a single strain of contagion.
Corporate doesn't like us using the word should. It encourages the imagination. I believe plague is a test. It is a test of our loyalty and our fortitude. And it is one we will see through to the end. Go ahead.
Okay. That if anything just confirmed my decision. We will most likely be, yes, we're going to help. We're going to help the other town. We're going to help the other town. Yeah. We're going to do that. Yep. Also, I'm starting to wonder if the plague doesn't exist and if they're infecting their own people. Because the fact that Adelaide has a poultice that apparently gets rid of the plague, and this guy's sitting here basically saying how he doesn't even do anything to try to prevent it. Like, there's way too much weirdness going on here, man. And this guy is so corporate. Like, ugh. Oh, you think it's the mushrooms? You think it's the food? You very well could be right. You guys very well could be right. Yep. Absolutely. What's up with this guy?
Don't make me report you to Mr. Tobson.
Sorry. No. Saltuna is people? I know, right? Oh, we got, let's sell down here. It's been a while since we sold. Somebody asked about, okay, here's the map for the record. This is the map. But I think there was some confusion in chat because someone was like, oh God, how are you going to get 30 hours out of this map? This is one of 5 planets. So Yeah, this map is one of, I think, 5 similar sized maps. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure at one point the game opens up a little bit where you can go between them. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure at one point that happens. All right, first sell all the junk. Great. Okay, I gotta be careful here. So only 5 planets? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's only 5. Mm-hmm. Are these identical? Yes. We're gonna sell the sawed off because now we got this nice new one. I think I want to save a lot of these. We can sell the hammer. Oh wait, that is a Mr. Zap modification. Sell that. I think I can sell you. I think I can use the big one now. I can sell you. Okay, great. But we gotta see if we can buy cool stuff, because we unlocked hacking where we can buy restricted items now. Yeah, boy. We can buy these. I'll buy both of those. Thank you. Here. I will buy these off you. Thank you. Increases your movement speed for a short time when you enter TTD. Yo. Oh. What's in here? Boop.
What do you think you're doing?
I was just leaving.
I don't have time for this.
Dude, wait. Time out. How did that happen? This is... Yeah. It should be right outside. How did that happen? Oh, she opened the door? Hold on. Let's try this again. But even then, even if my companion opened the door, there was still like a wall blocking me and that guy. That still shouldn't have happened. Okay, hold on.
All right, I'm on the move.
Oh, he comes in. That's why. I unlocked the door, so now he comes inside. Interesting. What's up, man? I'm just in this restricted area, you know, chilling. How you doing? How's your mother? Tell her I said hello. Just kill him? Oh, no, kill him. Girl, you crazy? Can I loot stuff when his back is turned? Let's find out. Yep. Oh, look, when I start doing it, he pops up. I wonder if that means he would see me. That's interesting. No, I guess not. That or he was not close enough. Hey, Rafko. Okay. I think that's about everything. Is that everything? Maybe some of this pre-sliced bread, yo. I love how I'm just following this dude around in a circle, and every time he doesn't look, I just take something. Like, this is comically amazing. Or like, wow. Okay. Now I walk out and I'm like, all right, have a good guard duty. Good job protecting all the stuff. You're a real winner. Thanks. Tell your mom I said hi. Well, save it after that. Is the big door hackable? Probably. Yeah, probably. I was looking at that too. It had the red lights like it was a lockpickable thing, so. God, we got to get some freaking stuff on this ship. But before we do that, we're going to do a hard save. And then we're going to play this game all day tomorrow. All right, my dudes, I got to get out of here. My family is probably wondering where the hell I am because I was supposed to leave about 40 minutes ago. Guys, thank you so much for joining me for the first day of this game. This has just been amazing. I mean, you know, I had a lot of very high expectations for this game, and it pretty much met or beat every single expectation that I had for it. Just awesome. So I want to give a big special shout out to all the subs, tippers, and cheerers. Thank you for all the support today, and thank you guys so much for being so chill with us keeping notifications paused so I could just focus. Tomorrow, we're probably going to do a lot of the same thing. We're going to start at 8 a.m. EDT and probably go till at least 4 or later, as we just keep enjoying this incredible game, which has been great. So yeah, thank you all for being here again. Just awesome. Just awesome. We're gonna go ahead and run an outro here. If you want to see a highlight reel, you can stick around and help support the stream through watching ads. If not, I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, or evening. Hope you have an absolutely awesome rest of your day, and I will see all of you fine folks tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. EDT for another full day of Outer Worlds.
So what's the plan?
Bye-bye.